You Scratch My Back brings us the very first appearance of Dick Grayson's Nightwing in full costume. He's the main character here, with Batman, Batgirl, and a redesigned Catwoman all playing supporting roles. It's an important episode, establishing Grayson's new identity and where he fits into the new Bat family. Nightwing is Gotham's brand new hero. On one of his first missions, he spies on smugglers from South America and engages to stop them. Batman and Batgirl join him, but Grayson doesn't want their help. He's determined to handle things on his own. However, when Catwoman shows up, she presents information that's useful to Nightwing, as they've been following the same case. She says she's changed, and is hoping the former Boy Wonder will trust her the way Batman never could. Grayson is reluctant, yet they make a pretty good team, gaining information vital to ringleader Enrique El Gancho's, aka Ricky the Hook's, smuggling plans. As the pair seem to grow closer, Batman approaches Selina Kyle with a warning.
I want you to stay away from Nightwing. I don't trust you, Selina.
Of course you don't. That's why it never could have worked out between us.
Grayson has a chip on his shoulder and defiantly continues to work with Catwoman. Together, they discover El Gancho's shipping schedules and decide to go after the big one that's been rumored throughout the week. Nightwing may have Batman's training on his side, but with Ricky the Hook's large criminal outfit to battle and the usually duplicitous Catwoman tagging along, he may be in over his head. If you haven't been able to pick up on it by now, I'm a big Nightwing fan. Dick Grayson is one of my favorite comic book characters, and rewatching these episodes reminded me how excited I was to see this version of him on screen for the first time all those years ago. While he only appears in 7 of the 24 new Batman Adventure episodes, his built-in history with the Caped Crusader made every step forward an event not to be missed. You Scratch My Back showed off Grayson's new dynamic with Bruce and Barbara, leaving Nightwing to sink or swim on his own. I was, and still am, satisfied with the results. Dick's new costume is very basic, but it was the same way in the comics at the time. It's pretty much remained unchanged since this iteration. Of course, there's been a few alterations from time to time, like making it more armor-heavy, changing the color and design of the logo, and adding his Eskrima sticks to the ensemble, but this fundamental look has endured. There were a few designs before this one in the source material as well, but I'm glad this was established before the show started. The domino mask covers his nose, something that's not done as much now, and the glide wings make for a perfect capper. Oh, and he also has a mullet. It's, hey, it was the 90s. Nightwing's awesome. Anyway, his apartment's pretty cool, plus he has a full theme now. I like it, I really do. Shirley Walker did it again. I don't think it's quite as good as Batgirl's theme from BTAS, and I do think it could have been a touch darker and more nuanced, but it's a nice heroic anthem that gets stuck in your ear. Another character making her first appearance in TNBA was Selina Kyle and her alter ego, Catwoman. This was a big redesign on both fronts. Catwoman is now all in black compared to the gray from before, her eyes have been whited out in smaller Spider-Man eyepiece type shapes, and her exposed mouth and chin area reveals alabaster pale skin. This design seems to be more akin to Michelle Pfeiffer's version of the character from Batman Returns. The all-black, while adding to the more feline appearance, can seem a bit flat at times, especially when she's against a dark background. I can see why they gave her the white eyes and mouth. So there are things I like and other things I don't about the redesigned costume. Kyle out of her suit is a pretty drastic departure as well. She goes from long blonde locks to the more comics-accurate short black hair. I think I liked her civilian look from the first 2 seasons more, but this is a change I didn't hate. It fits the character more in some ways. There is a Batman Gotham Adventures comic out there that explains why she changed her hair, so check out issue number 4 if you want the full story. In terms of her characterization in this episode, not much has changed from the last time we saw her.
A dishonest man you can always trust to be dishonest. Honestly.
Well, dishonest woman. She's reliably unreliable. Any viewer would be able to see that she's never playing straight with who she's talking to at this point, which is why I think the ending of this story is so clever. There was a time when Selina was legitimately trying to kick the Catwoman thing, but it's apparent those days are long gone. She's also kind of into Nightwing now, which is partially played up for her own benefit, but she does kiss him at one point, and I don't think I like that. It would be like hooking up Bruce and Barbara. Grayson and Kyle do make for a fun partnership, though. Almost as solid of a dynamic as Catwoman and Batgirl in Batgirl Returns. Very on brand for Batman is him being overprotective of his former ward. Dick doesn't like being followed by his old teammates, and while he was cordial at the end of Sins of the Father, it's made very clear where he stands on working with Batman and Batgirl every night.
This is my gig. If I needed you, I'd have called.
Hilary J. Bader was back penning this script after her first Batman episode in Cold Comfort. She was also working on the Superman show, writing 10 installments over there, and would stick around the DCAU into Batman Beyond, and even the often forgotten Zeta Project series. I love how she balanced Grayson's beef with Batman, his one-that-got-away romance with Barbara, and his desire to make his own decisions with Catwoman while still advancing Nightwing as a character on his own. While Butch Lukic was a storyboard artist on 13 BTAS episodes, this was the first time he got to direct. The visuals in You Scratch My Back, especially in the climax, stuck out among the handful of installments I've covered so far, and I'm sure he was a big part of that. Lukic would get the opportunity to helm 4 more new Batman adventures, including the definitive Mad Love adaptation. When Nightwing and Catwoman infiltrate Ricky the Hook's ship, the Little Angels, we see Selina smashing Argentinian artifacts until she finds the Cat's Eye Emerald, a rare and priceless gem that she snuck into Ricky's shipment the last time she visited South America. Kyle used Nightwing to help her uncover when the shipment would be coming in. After Grayson refuses to go along with her plan of selling the emerald and leaving the country together, Catwoman attacks. Out of nowhere, Batman and Batgirl arrive to bail the former Robin out of trouble.
She led us right to the emerald, just like you said.
You set me up!
Afraid so.
They knew Selina would turn on Grayson, and with Kyle thinking Dick had left behind his former compatriots, the Bat family had the advantage. The scene is cut short by El Gacho's gang bursting in. Catwoman uses the distraction to escape on a speedboat, and following the takedown of Ricky's goons, Nightwing chases her. This leaves Batman to take out the Hook himself. Grayson is able to halt Kyle's getaway and pulls them both from the boat before it explodes, crashing into another ship's propeller. Batgirl then arrives in the Batboat to help Nightwing secure the unconscious Catwoman as the installment finishes. Another good one! TNBA was off to a strong start. The characters and stories so far had given a fresh coat of intrigue to a Gotham we thought we knew. There were some very well animated sequences here, again including that fantastic climax on the speedboat. The rare appearance of blood on Batman and Ricky the Hook also made the violence a bit more intense than usual. Honestly, these are a bit better than I remember, and we haven't even gotten to the best stories yet. So keep on riding with me, Batmaniacs. We still got a ways to go.